guys, it's Pan here. Today I wanted to look back at my very first Lolita dress and coordinate that I ever did. This year I've been getting more and more into Lolita, and it made me think about how I first got started in J fashion and how I used to put together my coordinates back then. I was about 14 years old when I received this dress. I think it would have been 2013-ish time, and I didn't know much about Lolita fashion. All I really knew was the names of the sub-styles like Gothic, Sweet and Classic, and I had decided that I liked Classic the most. I was also really into Morike and Visual K at the same time. I haven't worn this dress for years, and I was surprised to even find it still in my cupboard. I honestly thought I'd thrown it out a long time ago, but it's still there. This is the dress in question. I wish I could tell you where I got it from, but it's been so long that I can't even remember. I do remember it was probably a site similar to Tokyo Otaku Mode, the kind of site that sells like Japanese memorabilia and anime figurines and sweets and things like that. Not a fashion website, but I remember they did have like a fashion section. As a teenager, a 14-year-old, I decided that I already loved Lolita fashion. I asked my parents to buy me one of the dresses that I liked on this website. It wasn't even cheap. It was like £40 or more, and obviously shipping made it cost even more than that. When it arrived, I was devastated that it didn't fit me. It was too tight around my bust, so my mum altered it for me, and you can see here that's why the fabric is different and why the zip is blue. I had zero experience with buying clothes online when I was this young, so I was bound to choose the wrong size whilst ordering Lolita for the first time. I think the first time I wore it in public was to a J fashion meet in central London. It was like a little photography J fashion meet for like all kinds of J fashion. I do remember one of the Lolita there mentioned that my dress was probably a replica of Mary Magdalene. At the time, I didn't understand what this meant, but now that I know more about Lolita and replicas, I researched Mary Magdalene pieces and found a few that look similar to this dress that I have. I couldn't find one that was exactly the same kind of style and cut as this one, but I did find a lot that were very similar, and I think it's obvious to tell that this is at least partly or wholly ripped off or inspired by Mary Magdalene piece. By no means is the quality of the material high enough, I would expect. And I feel like the lace trim kind of gives it away. It's like, it's not the kind of trim that you would see with this dress, you know? It's a bit sus, and it doesn't have like an inner lining, it's just empty inside. So like, there's nothing to line the inside of the dress, if that makes sense. So if you have an idea of which dress this could be a replica of, please let me know. Obviously at the time, I was really happy with it, and I was like, this is what Lolita's like, this is how it is, this is like the standard. And it's not bad, like it's not a bad dress. I'm not disappointed in myself from then for being excited about this, because it's pretty cute. Anyways, to cut a long story short, I haven't really worn the dress since, aside from Halloween, also in 2014, where I dressed as kind of like a creepy doll kind of thing. I actually wanted to wear it to MCM Expo around that time as well, but since I was cosplaying most of the time back then, I decided to choose cosplay instead, as usual, and I never got to wear it to a con, luckily. Obviously, I'm still a beginner at Lolita, technically, and I don't wear it a whole bunch now, but I still feel like I'm at a point where I'm a lot smarter and I know quite a bit more about how to put together coords most of the time, so yeah. Is this coord even good? I don't know. As you can see, I don't know what I'm doing. I like it. It's my first time wearing this dress. It's from Diamond Honey, and it's really cute, and I love the print so much. And I like this little casey, it's really cute. Since I coordinated it so badly back in 2014 with my ugly school shoes and barely any makeup on my face. Obviously I didn't have a lot of money back then, so I couldn't afford a lot of those things, but I feel like even the things I already had would have looked better, so I don't know. Even though it's just a replica and it will probably end up looking super ita anyway, but I would give it a go and it will be a fun little challenge for me to do. So in the original coord I had no petticoat, and even though this dress doesn't really need a huge poof to it, I think it could go well with just a very flat petticoat. I feel like just a little bit more volume would be good, would be great for it. And what is actually a one-piece dress, you can see I'm wearing it here as if it were a JSK with a t-shirt blouse underneath. I was very insecure back then about showing my arms, and I still am, but trying this dress on now, I actually feel a lot more confident in it, and I feel like I'm able to wear it without anything covering my like chubby upper arms, which is really good. That's the first thing I think I would change. I guess I've never tried to coordinate more of like an old school style dress before, so I'd like to see if I can try and do that. Let's find out how I did. Whilst I was putting together this coordinate, I used Yumi King's headband headpiece tutorial to make this headband that would match the same colour as the dress, because I didn't have anything that matched. Heyo, there she is. Instead of just plain white socks, I put on these leg warmers, but I'm wearing smaller cotton socks underneath with little frills that you'll see later, just to give it more of like an old school Kogaru Harajuku sort of vibe. I took off all the jewellery that I was wearing in the first time I wore this coord, and instead I just added little pearl bracelets around my wrists, and I added the little biscuit brooch that I made because it's a little red and dark brown brooch that I thought would look kind of nice. I did my hair in these sort of ringlet style curls. It's not super duper curly, it's quite loose still, but it looks cute and it looks nice all the way around, so yeah. I personally think it looks better than the kind of Rhapsody style hair I tried to do. The leg warmers are cute, I like them, they're quite chunky, maybe a bit too long though. I also added this cardigan, if it gets cold. It's a cream cardigan, it doesn't show up very well in the video, but it's actually a cream. All the whites in this coord are cream at the moment, even though it's hard to tell. I did a new style of makeup with lots of blush and like a droopy eye shape. It's a shame that expanding it meant it would have that little shape, that little bump coming out of it, unfortunately, but you hardly see it apart from looking at it from the back. I think the headpiece really matches. It looks cute, even though it looks huge, like it looks quite chunky on my head too, but it looks alright, it matches, thank goodness. The red is the same shade. I also wore these same like kind of old school, I mean at least I think they're old school style shoes as well, because I think they look a lot better than the shoes I had before, and they make me taller, so it's hard to tell, but I am wearing a petticoat underneath this, but it's just a small one, and it does kind of get weighed down by the weight of this dress, but I don't know, I think it still adds something and makes it comfortable too. Taking a seat. Oh yeah. It was so nice sitting in the sun. I could have just stayed there all day. It was lovely. It looks like it would be cold. I didn't film this that long ago, so... but it wasn't too chilly. Then I took off the leg warmers just to wear like the tiny socks underneath. They are more of a cold white rather than a cream, so they look a bit strange, but I like this look too. I think I like both leg warmers and these socks. I think they both have their own merits. I think I did okay. I mean, there's not much you can do since it's the main piece, right? But I definitely think it looks better without a shirt underneath. I think it looks way better as an OP, like the way it's supposed to be worn. I think it looks way cuter, and I really wish that I had the confidence to wear it without a blouse underneath when I was younger, because it would have looked so much better. I like this hairstyle more. I like this hairstyle a lot. I think it looks really cute with this dress. Obviously you don't need to wear makeup with Lolita at all. That's of course not a requirement in any form of J fashion even. But for me personally, I feel like makeup suits me when I wear J fashion, so I think it's improved this coord by the fact that I am wearing makeup. Even though that's by no means an improvement for anyone else, like sometimes no makeup can be an improvement, you never know. Does this look old school? I guess, kind of. I think I do prefer it without the leg warmers actually. I think if the dress was shorter it would look nice with the leg warmers. But I think the leg warmers are a bit too long for this dress because they kind of like connect underneath it. So yeah, in conclusion, it's quite simple. I didn't really make a lot of changes, to be honest. It looks almost the same, but I feel a lot better in it now, and I'm surprised that I feel a lot more confident wearing it than I used to. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you for coming to watch me today. Lolita's great, and I'm really happy to be learning more about the Lolita fashion community. And after like 6-7 years of being into the fashion, I'm glad that I'm getting just a little bit better, you know, just a little bit.